Hey y'all, this week's episode of The Read is brought to you by Squarespace. With Squarespace, it is easier than ever to launch your passion project, whether you're showcasing your work or selling products of any kind. They've got so many beautiful templates and the ability to customize just about anything so that you can make a gorgeous website all by yourself. But if you get stuck, Squarespace has 24/7 award-winning customer support right there to help you out. So go to squarespace.com/read to start your free trial. And when you're ready to launch your site, use offer code READ to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Let them know Kid Fury and Crystal sent you. All right, let's start the show.
Okay, we're back with another episode of this show. I'm not singing a song. I don't feel like it. So,
okie doke.
Let's just jump right in to the podcast and not waste any of your black ass, white ass, green ass, orange, whatever time.
Okie doke. Are we just starting off with Black Excellence?
Yep.
Okay. I'm ready.
So, Black Excellence this week goes to two well-deserved brown people. One, Billy Porter, for his Emmy win last night.
Yes.
Best lead actor in a drama for Pose. If you've watched Pose, as we've directed many of y'all to by this time, then you would know that Billy Porter certainly does act his motherfucking ass off on that show. So I was delighted to see that he won. And he's also the first openly gay black man to win a lead acting award.
Yeah, I saw that.
At the Emmys. As well as, I mean, he was already breaking records just by being nominated,
right?
Because he was the first openly gay black man to be nominated, obviously, and now,
wow,
also the win. The hat, I want the hat, I want the whole ensemble.
Yeah, the fit was everything.
But congratulations, Billy Porter is such an inspiration, so I stand hard. Jerome,
so well deserved.
Also incredibly deserved. He won outstanding lead actor in a limited series or movie for When They See Us.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, this young man's time was now. Everybody was kind of, I mean, people who saw it at the very least were like, so we will have nothing less. And he's the first Afro-Latino to win an acting Emmy.
Wow, really?
Yes, Jarrell is Dominican American from the BX.
Oh yeah, I saw Cardi B did an Instagram post for him.
Of course she did.
Of course she did.
So
good.
Well deserved. I can't wait to see what else y'all are about to act in and what roles you're going to choose and all of the likes and the so-ons. So congratulations, guys.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the show went last night because I didn't actually watch the Emmys, but I did see like this news, like the black people who took their things. I saw that on like social media.
I saw both of them accepting their awards.
Oh, nice.
I saw that Fleabag one, which I was excited about because I love that show. And then
I saw Viola Davis put on some tennis shoes when she went on stage, and I was like, that's a real ass moment right there.
Saw Zendaya's dress.
Oh, yeah. That's about
it. This week in the Hot Tops bottom is the new black. Let's start with some good news for DMX for once. DMX has been signed or re-signed to Def Jam. He's apparently got a new deal over at Def Jam Records, as well as a single right now with Rick Ross on this new Forrest Whitaker show called The Godfather of Harlem. He's also apparently got a spread in GQ right now with an interview, and he looks dapper, if I do say so, or if I may.
Okay.
As well as more music on the way. I didn't even know. Apparently this nigga's been on tour all year.
Wow. No, I had no idea. It looks like LL Cool J got signed too. Wow. That is fucking crazy. Okay. Right. This seems random. Like, didn't really know anybody was still looking for, music from them or him in particular. DMX I could probably see more of, but good for these older niggas.
The this DMX moment has a tinge of hype attached to it. Because, I mean, DMX has been through a lot, put others through a lot.
Yeah.
And he's looking good, seems to be in good spirits. working very hard. It says on the wrap-up that he got out of a West Virginia prison in January for some tax evasion shit, which sounds like a part of the DMX story.
Right.
But then he went on a 32-date tour in the States to celebrate the 20th anniversary of It's Dark and Hell is High. And I think that they did like a whole Rough Riders thing.
It is the 20th anniversary. I remember because somebody snuck this into the church lock. Never mind.
What?
We had like a Christian watch party for the millennial, like the year going from New Year's Eve, basically. It was like a lock-in, and somebody snuck this album in and played it like real low, and that was my first time hearing it. And that was in 99. That is fucking crazy. They snuck it in. Like one of the kids, obviously, not an adult.
Well, the niggas out here wearing trench coats and shooting music videos and touring and doing stuff. So good for you, DMX. And hopefully all of this works out for you and it continues to be an uphill because Lord knows you've been down.
Yeah, exactly. Hoping this is like on the way up for you.
Speaking of downhill, that's the direction Kenya Moore's marriage is going. Because Mama has announced to HollywoodLife.com that she's divorcing her husband, Mark Daly, husband of 3.5 weeks.
Right.
She says it is with profound sadness that I regret to inform my fans that I am divorcing my husband, Mark Daly. I'm not laughing at her fans. I'm laughing at the fact that you inform people if you have divorce.
Right.
Because I guess that's the thing you do. You can't just get divorced.
Sure. We don't actually care,
May you? Like, are you allowed to? Can you just divorce?
Yeah. I mean, I always had a feeling she was just getting married so that she could hurry up and have a baby, and that was that. So I saw this. I mean, not that I saw it coming because I don't pay no attention to her.
Her husband is good looking. She's good looking. So they're also like a cute couple.
Sure.
So
yeah, I'm looking at them now.
But I don't.
Yeah, they don't look bad together, but I was never emotionally invested in this relationship anyway.
Who was?
And didn't she stay off of Housewives because she said she didn't want that pressure on her marriage?
Some shit like that.
It looks like being off Housewives didn't help.
Well, she's on it now.
Well, there you go.
They've been filming for weeks.
Of course they have.
And apparently this breakup is going to be a part of the story.
Of course it is.
Due to recent and ongoing circumstances, I can no longer continue in the marriage. My sole concern and focus is and will always be my daughter, Brooklyn, my miracle baby. Oh, because I think he's from... Whatever. She was made in love and true commitment. That's the least you could do. I asked for our privacy to be respected moving forward. Mr. Mark Daly told People, I have come to the difficult decision to separate from Kenya. This time, our daughter has two parents that love her very much, and in her best interests, this situation should remain as private as possible. I cherish our family's good times together and will continue to co-parent in a loving way. Rumors, innuendo, or false accusations only serve to hurt our family and will be addressed through counsel as the law permits. Please respect our privacy during this challenging period. So what this all says to me is that Andy Cohen's going to get to the bottom of it.
That's right. That is correct.
In approximately 3 to 4 months.
Respect our privacy until Andy Cohen sets up them cameras and edits all this footage together for y'all to speculate into my life.
And oddly squints at you to make you really look and feel stupid.
And just, drag out something that will be a relatively minor storyline over several episodes.
Ask you how long your pussy lips are and whatever other
going to be ridiculous,
inappropriate, dumbass questions.
Yeah, I don't know if she was the type to like rub her marriage into people's faces. I hope not, because they couldn't have been together that long. Yeah, it had to be less than 2 years.
I really think the last time that Kenya Moore was on the Real Housewives as a cast member, she was single. Yeah. And I don't think she had even met him. I know that she like popped up on last season, maybe one episode, like she was at something that everybody else was, but I don't even know if she spoke like on camera or if she was mic'd up or anything.
Got you.
So this never seemed, at least from my, and take this with a grain of salt because I don't follow this lady. I pay very little attention to Kenny Moore, so maybe some of y'all know, some I don't. But from my perspective, it seemed like she really was just married and enjoying being a mom and minding her fucking business, and then she jumped back on this season of the show. So if you are interested in why she is no longer with this man and his dimples, then like I said, I'm sure you can just go ahead and wait for a reunion. You got to watch the season.
Yeah.
And you'll get all the answers you need, I'm sure.
The baby is adorable.
The baby's
and that's all that matters here. So as long as everybody involved is looking out for young Brooklyn first and foremost, then, whatever to these grown-ass niggas. She is a doll.
I'm just like, there is shade and due to recent and ongoing circumstances.
Oh, yeah. And circumstances we'll find out on the next season of Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Innuendo, and false accusations.
Lord. All that shit. She just wanted to have a baby before it was officially too late. I get it, girl.
Whatever it is, it won't be. I'm sure it ain't nothing that another couple on this show ain't already gone through.
Right. Or has.
Or they've gone through worse.
Didn't Portia divorce her man after like her first season on the show?
Yeah, I think she was only with Cordell for one season.
Yeah. So, she... and. Nene left Greg how many times?
And she was back there talking about she couldn't go to the strip club without talking to him first fight or shit like that.
God, and yes. She was Queen Bird. I don't know if she's toned that down at all since she's had that baby or what.
Who?
Portia. She left her baby daddy, right? Or is she still with that nigga?
I think she broke up with him.
Yeah. See? Going through the exact same thing together.
They're apparently good friends and
I saw that they had got together and took pictures with the babies and all that. Man, wonders never cease because that time that Kenya was waving that wand or whatever in Portia's face at the reunion, remember that shit? I always thought Portia might be ridiculous, but she was correct, fully correct that day and wanted to slap the shit out of that
was
girl.
A human response. There's nothing that, you know what I mean? That there's, that I don't even think has anything to do with character or personality or anything like that. That's just a natural.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Oh God. So, Tamar Braxton was on the Wendy Williams show, and I feel like I can just put a full stop right there.
Yep. I'm sure mess ensued.
I'm sure that's... She's on Wendy, and Wendy Williams asked her if she would go back on to The Real, the show that she was removed from 3 years ago.
Right. Damn. Just 3 years. Why does it feel like it was been much longer than that? Okay. 3 years ago.
Because time flies when you don't give a fuck.
I mean, I was thinking more like 5, but sure. 3, fine.
Long enough that we shouldn't be talking about this.
Exactly. Yes, I agree.
Wendy referred to The Real as a cute show and then said, but they need you, to Tamar. Tamar responded by saying, I love you, all of that stuff. Now, here is where I feel like... Wendy showed her slip, in the words of Mariah from Married to Medicine. Wendy showed her slip by saying, we talked about this behind the scenes or off camera, but I want to give you the opportunity to talk about it in front of the camera.
Lord.
So that gives me that she was Tamar was fully being forward with how she felt about whatever this old ass situation is behind the scenes, and Lonnie Love asking Tamar to come on the show this summer or whatever the fuck that I'm about to talk about. And Wendy was like, well, let's talk about it here. You know what I'm saying? We could use the headlines and the mess, so let's just go ahead and go for it.
Right.
And Tamar responded by basically saying I wish everyone well over there. I don't want to be anybody's marketing tool, no shade, but
girl.
I had to sometimes you got to do what's best for you. Because if I would have been doing the Braxtons, which stresses me out, and I would have been here dealing with people being catty behind my back.
Oh, girl.
I just wouldn't be able to get to the transformation and the elevation that I'm
okay, the Iyanla sessions are helping out. This girl, so you didn't want to be nobody's promotional tool, so you decided to talk about the show on Wendy Williams' show? It seems to me if you and Wendy really had this conversation off camera or whatever, then she could have said, I don't want to talk about this on air or whatever, and that would have been that. So the fact that you chose to then go into the show and call yourself putting Lonnie on blast for inviting you on or whatever just lets me know that you weren't really worried about promoting the damn show.
It's obvious that you still hate them bitches.
Yes.
And that's just, it is what it is. And you're allowed. You're allowed. And the fact that she was like, oh, well, we talked about it behind the scenes or whatever, in the way that it was, it lets me know that, girl, you were spicy.
Right.
You were feeling spicy off cam. Feel spicy on cam as well.
Exactly.
Or at the very least, start talking about how you wish everybody well because you wish them the worst.
Right.
And that, like, girl, you can.
I would appreciate it a lot more if she was like, actually, I still feel the way that I feel like Lonnie or whoever else conspired to get me off the show. And
Mama asked you, would you go back on the real? You could have said no.
Yep.
Period. Next question.
Yep.
That's all. But I wish everybody well, and oh my goodness, love everyone so much, but I gotta do for me. Move it. And then here come Lonnie Love black ass talking about, like, she gonna bring it up probably 30 seconds later on another network. Talking about, hey Wendy, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for calling this a cute show, but it's also an Emmy-winning show, so don't forget that, sis. As if that's relevant.
Okay.
And then goes on to say, oh, Tamar apologized to us in the summer. And they bring up this Instagram post from Tamar where in some paragraph she says some shit about sorry to a whole bunch of people, including the ladies of the real, I think. It was gone before I even got a chance to look at it.
She took it down very quickly.
No, I'm talking about when they brought it up on the set.
Oh, okay.
Tamar did delete the tweet in question or the Instagram post in question.
Gotcha.
But like, I wasn't finna go and rewind and pause and read all that shit. She says Tamar apologized. And they were like, okay, cool. And she reached out to Tamar. Tamar wasn't responding to texts and she wasn't responding to calls and things like that. So she invited her on the show so that they could mend fences the same way that Wendy just did with Nene. Mama, if she wasn't answering the phone for you or responding to any of your text messages, what would make you think she want to come on the show?
I wouldn't have seen any need to publicly invite her on the show when privately she was ignoring all your attempts to get in touch with her.
And deleted the post. Not to mention, you could have just not said anything about this because it's really not that deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tamar's opinion on the real at this point is always going to unfortunately come with the bias because she was removed from it.
Right.
And it makes sense that she can still be upset about it or feel some kind of way about whoever on that cast that she had issues with or that have issues with her. But bringing it up and putting receipts up on the screen and all this other shit. And then they take it to Instagram and Tamar is posting memes and clips from the Queen's Supreme Court and old shit when that goddamn creeping ass bitch was still on that shit too. And then Tamar is, Lonnie is in the comments responding to it.
Oh God.
Tamar said, Lonnie, cut the BS. Thanks, Wendy Show, my sister, for having me. You may not have an Emmy yet, but the girls are surely watching anyway. Back to my transformation. So
the transformation is fake.
In a part of these posts, there was accusations that Lonnie Love was sending letters about Tamar when they still worked together, and that has something to do with Tamar getting fired or blank, blank, blank. Lonnie said, who writes letters? Who sent this? Let's talk it out. Say this in my face.
Oh,
Tamar
Lord.
said, I only go on shows with ratings.
Everybody involved is in their 40s and just entirely too old for this. This is so childish. You don't have to pretend like you have evolved beyond, being kicked off the show and you have just gone through so much therapy and enlightenment and growth and change and all that shit. You can just be mad about it and just choose not to talk about it or say it with your whole titty and be real about the situation. And then it's like the exact same thing with Lonnie. Like, you knew publicly inviting her on this show would generate mess. And you knew also that it was futile because she was ignoring you anyway. So it's like, why don't all of y'all just grow the fuck up? This is just so, and I can see how this might benefit the real, but I don't see what Tamar gets out of this at all.
Neither does she. That's why she stayed her motherfucking ass at home.
Oh, God. I don't see what she gets from talking about it on Wendy. Like, what does this even really do for you?
It gives you the opportunity to have somebody else sort of steer the car in the direction you want to go, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because you get to be like, oh, I love you so much, sis. Thank you for saying that very nice thing about me. And I honestly wish everyone well because it's all about me. I have to just get to where I need to get to.
Yeah.
Cut to camera backstage taking a shot of margarita. And on top of that, fuck that fat black bitch named Lonnie Love while we're here.
Exactly.
Because that bitch was writing letters about me and blankety blank blank blank. And you don't even have to get that spicy with it on the camera. You could, like I said, just been like, no, I'm not going on that show. I don't get along with them. But God bless everybody.
Could just be that easy. But here y'all go.
Boring. Next.
Playing Instagram games like children.
Celine Dion personally requested Drake not put a tattoo of her face on his body.
Oh my God. And she said it in the funniest way too.
She said, please, Drake, I love you very much. Can I say something? Don't do that.
Well, I'm loving your French Canadian accent.
She was like, please, don't do that. I don't even know if Drake was like, he had posted a photo of them together at some event, I think earlier, or was it last year, a couple years ago? I remember they had this photo together where she was in this big, puffy, beautiful white gown and he was in a suit and they took a picture together and they both Canadian and oh my gosh, rich, wealth, fame. And I think he jokingly said in a comment something about he might be getting that Celine tat next or something like that. Or maybe he was serious because, you know, he has tats of like Aaliyah's face. He has a Lil Wayne tattoo.
I wouldn't be surprised if he has a Beyonce tattoo somewhere.
They said on Rapidly he has a Rihanna tattoo.
Or a Rihanna one, yes.
Which I Googled and y'all should have too because I don't think that that's a Rihanna tattoo. Because I was like, surely if Drake had a tattoo of Rihanna, we would hear about it.
Right. I was thinking that it was something.
It's Robin Givens.
I was thinking it was something I had never seen, like something that he keeps hidden if he does have one.
Ooh, in special places?
Yeah, that's right. Maybe on his inner thigh so that he can see it when he looks down. I don't know. Wow, I'm just saying. I'm looking for. Oh no, yeah, I think that's Robin Givens too. It's even the same pose as this picture.
It's literally the same thing.
Yeah, no, his Rihanna tattoo is a lot more detailed than that.
There's like a shark tattoo that they both have, or something. I remember there being a story about how they got this matching shark tattoo. I don't even know if that's true or care. But anyway, I literally just wanted to mention Celine Dion mentioning that shit because I thought it was so funny.
It was.
And so cute. And
she was just like,
Celine Dion is a legend.
Please, with your nigga shit. Please do not do this.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
This little person.
Well,
say goodbye to this nigga.
I mean, I never said hello, if we're being honest.
I fully never asked for this.
I don't even know if we've ever spoken about him on the show because I've just never seen a reason to.
We may have mentioned that video he put out with Nicki Minaj. The song, I mean. We may have.
If we did, that's got to be the closest he's gotten to it.
Has to, because I've never even heard his music.
Because he's only really been famous for being bad.
Right.
He's just bad. You know what I'm saying?
He's a 23-year-old little badass. He's a whooping.
Only ever, like maybe I heard the song that I guess made him famous, or that first song that he was on where he stick you with the bitch you stick you down, pick you up, make you put the bitch up. No. However that shit goes. I think I heard that in an Uber once.
I saw a clip of him being really ridiculous on The Breakfast Club that got snipped into a meme, and so I've used that before. But other than that, I don't know shit about this person.
So this person is infamously facing racketeering, drug trafficking charges, some shit that could
all kind of shit.
He's facing like a minimum of 47 or mandatory in prison. And so he said, no, thank you. I'm not interested in that. What do we got to do here? What can we do?
Gonna go ahead and turn to the feds.
I'm sure you've got lots of questions. I may have some answers. So how are we feeling? Let's cut a deal. So far, he has apparently named rappers, including Trippie Redd, Jim Jones, who's having a rough week, and Cardi B as members of this 9 Trey Blood organization that he's had a tumultuous relationship with.
Lord.
So lots of memes, lots of snitch related memes, lots of rat emojis, lots of opinions about 6ix9ine. The funniest one that I saw was one that was Shaggy next to him, and it said, Shaggy says, "It wasn't me." And someone said, "Yes, it was." That one gave me a personal chuckle. Probably
a lot of them
of
have
Jamaica,
been,
but
they've been pretty good.
I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I don't care because, again, I rarely did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cardi B told us that she was running with Bloods when, she had a JanSport backpack.
She did. And we knew it was the brims, too. So I don't even know what you got out of this. Like, the fact that Cardi participated in this shit had me cracking up. She posted that Keke Palmer video on her Instagram. Yeah, that was funny as hell.
That also got me to laugh. That one was funny as well.
But yeah, like, sir, now you just talking. You just saying any and everybody's name. And I saw something earlier that said he may go into witness protection. Girl, it is an absolute. Daniel Hernandez is gone.
6ix9ine could enter the witness protection program. Please. And I wanted to send the author and say, I think that word should start with an S.
Right.
An SH.
He definitely is going to do
because
that.
He should.
He would be a fool to talk without a witness, without an agreement that includes him going into witness protection. I just don't know what they're going to do about all that shit on his face. Like, you can have tattoos removed, but it takes some time. So, like, that shit right there is going to be his biggest problem.
So my thing with this, right? Branching out from the fact that I don't care.
Okay.
There's just like two strong feelings, I guess. Oh, strong is definitely not the word. The strongest I feel like my feelings could get for this.
Okay.
One, for those of you who are passionately calling this man all kinds of rats and snitches and sending him these emojis and shit, like getting all worked up about it and having intense Twitter dialogue about it.
No, baby.
I feel like if you work a regular 9 to 5 and go home, mind your business. Like, this isn't, I don't care if you are an attorney, if you're a receptionist, if you work at Orange Julius, I don't give a fuck what you do. Like, one of these niggas could stick you up and tell you to run your shit.
It's true.
So you aren't Frank Nitty. Calm down. Like, what?
Right.
Go to work, bitch, and shut your motherfucking ass.
I'm happy to not be a part of the conversation. I'm happy to not be involved in anything to do with gangs. Thank you so much.
Memes and jokes are one thing, because, again, many of them are funny. Most of the ones I have seen are not. But a lot of, them have gotten some chuckles.
Right.
But I'm just talking about people who are like, oh no, because the street code, this, that, and that.
I don't know shit about that, Your Honor. I don't know shit about that.
Only time you even see the streets is when your mama tell you to take the trash out.
That's right.
Okay.
You are correct about that.
And pick up that fucking mail on your way back in.
It's truly that. Be in before them lights come on.
Cut the grass.
And that's it. And it's
I'm not even talking about being in before the lights come on age and era. I'm talking about you 20, 30, and 40-year-old niggas as well.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Where your mama is telling you the least that you could do. I shouldn't have to come home from work. You are 38.
You ain't shit.
And tie up a glad bag and take that shit outside.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Be quiet.
Those people are living vicariously through their favorite rappers.
Right.
So they taking it up like they part of the damn crew. Sir, you are not. You are not on the fucking sprinter with these niggas.
You are no more a gangbanger than Tekashi 6ix9ine.
You're not. You're going to have to go log in and do your damn job the very next day, regardless of all this shit. Be happy with that.
And the other thing is, like, on one end, for this young man, David, I feel like,
he's 23. He's 2 months older than my youngest brother, than Adam.
I understand being like, I don't want to spend the rest of my life in prison. What do I have to do?
Of course.
To get out of this situation?
I do too.
What I don't understand is feeling like you don't want to spend the rest of your life in prison, but running the streets with Bloods, Crips, and whoever the fuck else. I don't.
Come on.
I'm not affiliated with any gangs myself, unfortunately.
Too bad for you.
I do know a handful personally.
Yeah.
And prison has never really seemed like anything more than maybe getting the flu to them.
Yeah.
It's
a stop.
It's, It should be upsetting, or jarring for me, shocking.
Yeah.
But it's just, for many of these niggas, is like another thing. And I asked myself, if I was running the streets, repping any one of these organizations, sets, gangs.
No, baby.
I feel like I have to be under the understanding and the acceptance that there is a very strong possibility that I will likely die in prison or die out here in one of these streets at a very young age.
Yep, behind this shit. You have to think that.
I think you should probably accept that. I don't know what the application process is like for these things.
Right.
If there's a questionnaire or if there's like a Q&A moment, if they interview you before you have to stab somebody on the street or what. I don't know how it works.
I know.
But I feel like there should probably be a moment where you accept that this is a part of the lifestyle.
I mean,
and kind of run with it. Especially if you weren't even actually part of the group.
It's almost, now I get him confused with that other little boy that got shot. But remember?
XXX
yes,
Tentacion?
that one, yes. So is this one, this rainbow haired boy, is he the same one who was like going around basically taunting niggas about being in a city or?
Yes, that was this one.
See,
I don't know if XXX did that. I really don't know.
Okay.
So I can't say he never did.
But this one definitely did. Like I remember him being in Chicago or something, taking pictures.
I think that was when he was like antagonizing Chief Keef.
Yeah.
And there was some whole thing about a shooting or some shit in Times Square once.
Yes.
I think that was between him and I think he had some shit with the game and
see when you start
that's what I'm saying
using gang language right when you out here, but see I think too many of these kids think that they can like play around with this gang shit and it's all fun and games or something cute to do for music or whatever until shit actually gets real. And I just don't know how you can be in the middle of it and still feel that way.
He was ever so passionate about his validity.
No. A fan
out here in these streets.
A fucking fan. If he wasn't an
have that same passion, it just don't make no damn sense, my nigga. Like, you should have been expecting that some shit like this would go down. I just think so. And I know that there was these stories about how they was, setting him up to kill him and all this other stuff. And I'm not even saying that it doesn't make sense to not want to go to prison. What I'm saying is I don't even understand how it is positioned that all of a sudden you're like, so their names are Kenyan,
right?
Tyrese. Let's see who else. I don't.
Jimothy. And listen, he's taking all them niggas down with him.
Malavicocious. Okay. As well as Patron. His mother really loved Patron. And so Curvassier, they were all there.
Yeah.
I don't
get it. I really don't. Like, you run around with actual gang members, real gang member shit will happen to you. Woo. Good luck in witness protection.
I don't know how that's going to work.
Because I feel like he's pissed off too many people at this point. They will find out where you are.
I feel like at this point, it's so known that he is a snitch.
Yeah.
And I feel like the common consensus around the culture is just hate this person. So I really wouldn't be shocked if someone who has nothing to do with any of this shit kills him.
One of them 38-year-olds that you was talking about,
that's who
feels that strongly about they rap fave, would just be like, I'm taking you out for the tea.
What?
Silliness, stupidness, goofiness.
My nigga, you could change somebody's oil in their car. You could motherfucking do construction.
It's all kind of jobs.
Like,
yeah. Tech school teach you all type of shit. There ain't nothing wrong with having a good technical job.
Like,
not one damn thing. Make good money. They not lying about that shit. Plumbers and shit, man. You playing.
And the nigga wasn't even like a great rapper. Like, why didn't they just get somebody who was already like solid.
I heard that song he did with Nicki Minaj, and I was not impressed. But
Nicki Minaj was the song.
I could tell by looking at him that I was not going to be a fan of his music. So
I'm shocked they didn't make him take the weave out in prison, because that was one thing I remember I wanted to ask, but I don't think I ever got around to it. But I really thought that we were going to see him without the Starburst, it's a Kadoozy ass weave that he has in his hair all the time. But apparently they have it in braids.
He didn't dye his real hair?
Maybe, I don't know.
I think they do make you take your weave out. So maybe he dyed his
Maybe
real
it is
hair.
his hair. I don't know.
Or maybe he's not. Oh, no, he is still in custody. I was about to say maybe he's just free.
Oh, yeah, they've got it.
But
girl.
no.
But
he would be dead by now if he was free.
There wouldn't be shit else to tell.
Damn, he's in custody and he by himself somewhere. Oh, yeah, he dyed his hair because look at these raggedy ass braids, dry ass braids.
Right. And my favorite part is the courtroom sketches.
Oh, yeah, because they're so good.
He looks like a character that's about to die on Orange is the New Black. He does. Those artworks are fantastic. And the absurd tattoos make it all the more entertaining. Like, really, you could sell that on the street somewhere as art.
You could. He could be a character on the Boondocks easily.
Oh, I'm fully waiting for him to show up on HBO Max, honey.
Yes.
He will be there snitching on Thugnificent. There will be a whole arc, and I can't wait.
Yeah, Riley is going to yell at the niggas for being like, how dare y'all trust some white boy?
Riley probably going to kill him in the cartoon. Watch Riley assassinate him.
Yeah, Riley going to be one of them angry ass people on behalf of no one who knows they exist. Hey, man. Good luck to this boy in witness protection. He will need it.
It's okay. Or, the arts.
School is great. School is so fun.
Regular working life.
Yeah. I loved my job at AT&T, the call center. I love that shit. That was a great job.
One I liked.
It was so fun. I loved working at call centers.
The Miami Heat was fun. Because I literally just got to watch basketball.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, if I liked basketball, it would have been even way more fun.
Was it really fun, or were you just like, this isn't the worst use of my time?
I think it was like, of jobs, this ain't so bad. Every now and then I'd see like a really famous person downstairs, like walking through stuff. I think that's the first time I had ever seen Beyonce in person.
Ooh.
Because she and Jay-Z came to one of those games, I think during the finals or White Hot Heat.
Oh, yeah,
or whatever them shits.
Yeah.
And I was just like, my God,
there
she lives. She's a
breathing
real person in person.
Right in front of me.
So yeah, that was a fun thing. So girl, you could have just announced.
Yeah. And
you have a kid too? Like, come on.
Does he really? Damn, that's sad. Well, sorry for your baby.
So lastly, RuPaul was asked about the lack of diversity in his crew after winning an Emmy for RuPaul's Drag Race yesterday.
Oh, yes. What is that journalist's name?
Danielle Young. Asked him about the diversity and mentioned him representing the LGBTQ community.
Okay.
Then he made this really whack joke about the BLT community. He's like, I love me some bacon, lettuce, and tomato.
That was really awkward.
Like, they already call us the alphabet people, sis. Read the room. Like, keep up. Like, you really don't give a fuck. Anyway.
Don't forget. Also repping the BLT community.
My friend sent me the clip of this yesterday, and at first I wasn't even going to watch it because I just cringed at the mere thought of what he may say. And I knew it was going to be bad, but I kind of expected it to be sharp. And it wasn't. Yeah. I thought he was going to say much more of a like, well, huh? Okay, girl. Now next. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how it started. Because I feel like the first thing he said was, well, the host of the show is black and gay and a drag queen. So check. And I thought he was going to just chop it right there.
Probably should have.
Be done. Definitely should have. Yeah. Even though that.
Because it got worse.
Is absolutely not
the
an answer
point at all. Like, she blatantly said, your team is all white. Like, where's the diversity? And then looked around at them people like. So,
my favorite part of this clip was when he says, we're pretty diverse, and turns to the crowd surrounding him and goes, there are all lots of types of people up here. to a crowd of 75 white people.
That's correct.
Like
a few
75
white women and then a bunch of white men.
I think it was like 2 white women and a bunch of white gays.
Yes. That's
like exactly I think even one of the girls behind him was like, I don't know.
I mean, the interviewer the reporter is clearly talking about racial diversity, and you clearly do not have any racial diversity.
You know what the fuck she's asking,
right?
You, sis.
You do know.
You see her skin color. You see your skin color, don't you? And so,
oh shit.
I don't understand why he didn't just chop it off at the end, and he started doing all of this dancing around and trying to say that they're diverse when you see what color and what time it is up here. And then he starts talking about, all of my life, I feel like I'm about to start quoting a movie here. Ross Matthews. Ross Matthews' white ass had to tell him, the color purple queen, the color purple.
Oh, Lord. Please, Lord.
Where are you, girl? Where you at?
So far away from his blackness that he no longer gives a shit how we feel about it.
My thing is, this isn't the first, second, or third time that you've been criticized about this. And I know that RuPaul's always seemed to have this attitude of, if I don't like it, I'm just not going to receive it. Yeah. And I'm just, and that can be great in certain areas and whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm just shocked, being as that it's been so long.
Yeah, like this is not even the first time you won this Emmy.
That I would expect you would have been more prepared.
Yes.
To answer this question. Like I said earlier, we already done heard about 5 of your drag race queens talk about how you don't even like to hear their voices if the camera not on.
Right.
You don't want them to say nothing to you.
You are not friends with these girls.
You never had a moment in the car or in the dressing room or out by the pool, in the shower, where you thought, how am I going to address these niggas when they undoubtedly ask me about why I'm surrounded by a sea of Ofays at the Emmys again?
What can be done?
Why was there never a moment where you thought,
Like, you knew that this was, you had to know this was going to come up because it has before for you. Like you said, you have been down this road. You have also won this Emmy. You know that there is a press moment backstage after you win the Emmy where you talk to press. You know that diversity and inclusion are big hashtag buzzwords. Like, I just don't understand why you chose to not prepare for this at all. And then what you did say was basically what it boiled down to me was, the white gays love me. I continue to get white acclaim and white money. And so therefore, whatever you niggas feel about it is how y'all feel. And y'all might as well stop talking to me about it.
There are certain types of black people. I'm not saying this is specifically RuPaul because I don't know him. But there are certain kind of POCs anyway.
Oh, Lord.
That are surrounded by white people and revel in that tribe that they're a part of, in my opinion. Yeah. Because we know that white people, and one of their privileges is blissful ignorance. They ain't got to worry about nothing about what the fuck you're talking about because they good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, your suffering ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm good in these streets. So I don't even have to think about what the fuck you talking about. And that's sort of what this gives me. I won an Emmy, A-gain. You know what I'm saying? You'll still watch my fucking show.
Yep, which is true.
Even when I slight the black queens.
Yep.
A-game. So, I don't care about what you're talking about. I'm black and I'm gay and I'm a drag queen, even though that doesn't have anything to do with what you're asking me.
Right.
So, finished. Again, it was the tap dancing around all of this other, we're diverse, aren't we?
Yeah.
No, girl.
You could have just not answered it with that one sentence and been done with it.
You didn't even have Todrick on stage this year, girl. Wow. He must have been busy. I know he's doing what's it called? One of these shows.
Taylor
Broadway.
Swift something?
No.
Oh. Because he was at the, what's the Scarlett's?
Well, yeah, that's his friend. But he's doing a show. So.
Oh, okay. Well, good for time.
Anyways, I keep your white people the way that it is. Please. Yes. I really don't want for you to do anything differently than you are doing right now because we know that you don't want to.
Right.
And I feel like, writers' rooms, these crews and production rooms, all that stuff, they don't have to be diverse. They should.
Yep.
But I like know what it's like to be the only black person in the room or the only gay person in the room or the only gay black person in the room or whatever, and being there only because you have to be and not because you're welcome.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see the, one black person that you're going to then hire so that you don't have to answer these kinds of questions or whatever. Because first of all, that's the fastest way to lead to tokenism and all kinds of other stereotypes or whatever. But if you don't give a fuck, then just continue to don't give a fuck. Like I would rather you have a writer's room or have a line of producers or whatever that are diverse because you had the desire to have it that way. You see the necessity in it and you decided to do that, and not because people are pressuring you, because nobody wants to be the one person in the room where everybody's looking at you like, oh, I guess you just got to be here, huh? Well, all right.
Yeah. They asked John Oliver about it too with his mostly white team because they won for last week tonight, and he said something like, obviously everybody is not white, but we could be doing better, or it's important to be as diverse as possible, blah, blah, blah. Like, we should be doing better, which to me is like, John Oliver is also not new to this. Like, you have been down this road before, and if it were a priority to you, then you could have been mixed this up and had your team be blacker than what they are, or of color more than they are. And so my thing is, I really don't care how you feel about it. RuPaul's Drag Race is RuPaul's show, and RuPaul can do whatever he wants with it. My whole thing is, you've made it clear that white acceptance is all you care about, and that's perfectly fine. Just don't come back over here to Niggerville when the whites decide they done with you and cast you away, looking for, whatever dregs of a career you can still bring back up with us. And I'm not even saying that will happen with RuPaul, but when you decide you no longer give a shit what black people feel, don't come back over here when it's convenient for you, or when white people decide they no longer want to give you any money. Because you already said you wouldn't, like, you didn't give a shit what we felt about anything, sis. So keep that same energy when the white people are gone.
That's it for the Hot Tops this week. We're going to take a break and we will come right back. Hey y'all, this episode is being brought to you by Everlane, where you never overpay for quality clothes. Everlane only makes premium essentials using the finest materials without traditional markups. They want you to know what you're paying for and why, so they tell you their real costs and are radically transparent about every step in their process, from the materials they use to the ethical factories that they work with. Everlane's clothes look better, cost less, and last longer. Because Everlane sells directly to you, their prices are 30 to 50% lower than traditional retailers. Essentials like their Cotton Crew t-shirt, which is incredibly comfortable, if I may say so, are exactly what they should be: simple, stylish, and made from quality materials.
True. Everlane sent me a dress and a blazer and a pair of shoes that I all really love. Like, it's just really high quality materials. They have sustainable silks, premium denim, Italian made leather shoes, all kinds of stuff. Outerwear even made from recycled water bottles. Like, if you're looking for clothing that looks good and costs less than a lot of other ethically made stuff, then Everlane is absolutely for you. You can check out our personalized collection at everlane.com/theread and get free shipping on your first order. Just go to everlane.com/theread. That's everlane.com/THEREAD. Let them know we sent you. Let's move on.
This episode is also being brought to you by Quip. It's pretty much cuffing season at this point, so you need to be making sure that you are right out here, because motherfuckers already got to deal with your morning breath now. All right, so you don't need to be burning off eyebrows. Brush your teeth and do it right with Quip. Quip brushes have built-in 2-minute timer pulser, so every 30 seconds you'll be reminded to switch sides so you can clean your whole mouth easily. That's right. Even if somebody didn't teach you how to brush your damn teeth, the toothbrush does it itself. And sensitive sonic vibrations provide an effective clean that's gentle on the gums. Best of all, brush heads are automatically delivered on a dentist-recommended schedule every 3 months for just $5. Okay, they want you to have nice teeth. They want you to have clean teeth. They will remind you to do things that you need to do in order to do it. What more do you need?
Yes, and since I started using Quip, I've noticed that like my teeth stay cleaner after I go to the dentist and have them professionally cleaned and all that. Like, it's just easier to keep my mouth looking right and healthy, all my things in order with Quip. That's why we love it. That's why it's perfect for you if you're looking to get back into a routine. Quip starts at just $25. So go to getquip.com/theread right now to get your first refill pack free. Again, first refill pack absolutely free at getquip.com/theread. Take care of your mouth. Dental health is so important. All right, let's get back to the show.
We're back. It is now time for the listener letters.
Yes, send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. They may be read aloud on the show. Somebody has a recommendation for you about MMA. They said they had to recommend the manga Tepu.
What?
Have you heard of that before? Are you into manga?
Yes.
Okay. It's something that goes, manga, my bad. It goes really deep into women's MMA in Japan. So Tepu is Teppu. I had a feeling it was something like maybe you had already heard of, because
I can't keep up with manga and anime anymore. I can't keep up with shit, to be honest with you. No, I've never heard of this.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So let's start off our first question with some gay girls or queer girls. I'll be more clear. This first question comes from Rachel, who says, "This week things ended with me and my lady friend because she couldn't accept my bisexual identity. She thought it was something I was holding on to and couldn't understand why. She also said that I'm on the fence, confused."
Holding on to being bi?
Right.
Okay.
She said, "I'm on the fence, confused, a freak, and a fake because I label myself bisexual. I literally find men and women attractive, and there is nothing I can do about that. Kind of like how I had to explain that I find women, in addition to men, attractive to my family when I first came out. I know that most of this stems from an issue she has in the past. Her wife left her for a man after 9 years of dating and 6 months of marriage, and she never went to therapy for it. Even more unfortunate, she is still fighting against going to therapy. She feels like she can't compete with men, but I haven't given her any reason to feel the need to compete. Before we started dating, I was not dating or talking to anyone on purpose. I was enjoying being single and making sure I was a suitable mate should I meet someone worth the effort. During our 18-month courtship..." 18-month courtship.
Nobody says months unless they're talking about a human being.
Oh my God. That is a whole year and a half. Okay. I did not date. This is so lesbian. This is just so... All right. During our 18-month courtship, I did not date or talk to anyone else but her, even though she kept reminding me that we aren't and weren't in a relationship. I did everything in my power to make her feel completely comfortable. Most of the time, I wasn't even fucking her because she wanted to remain celibate. And even with the brakes pumped on me, I was still head over heels in love with her and didn't entertain anyone else. I even stayed, even though I had lots of reasons not to. Trust issues, inability to have healthy conversations about money, the fact that her car got repossessed.
So you hate this bitch. Like,
her
what?
inability to communicate, etc. Through all of that, I am here. Even when, if I needed a reason, I definitely could have dipped out a long time ago. My main question is, do I have to date someone bisexual to be loved for who I am? Are there men who would not date a bisexual woman? Are there women, studs preferably, that would date a bisexual woman without fear or concern? I'm asking for me, sincerely, heartbroken again. P.S. Even in all of this, I still want to make it work because I love her.
Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do.
It is a crazy thing. Yes, it is. At the very beginning, actually, in the subject, she said, "Y'all did say that these studs would break your heart." And that is exactly my first thought.
I don't know. You thought we were joking?
I don't know what you thought, sis. Like, studs have issues just like every other human being has issues.
I think that one thing that I may notice in difference between like studs and niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
that's right. That's correct.
I think a common misconception from bi and straight women that start dating studs and have only dated cis guys are like, oh, well, studs are way more nicer and I think they have this like this misconception that you're like just going to find love with a stud or whatever, and it's like, no, they're human beings just like any other human being with and have faults,
trauma and flaws and all that.
I think studs are maybe more passionate than men.
They can be. They really can. But I mean, I think across the line, you're probably not gonna get anything from a woman that you wouldn't get from a man, just depending on the person, right?
I don't.
Yeah, so
you'd have to be making a blanket statement or assumption here.
Right. You want to know
one or the other.
Right. Like, you want to know if there are men who won't date a bisexual woman. Of course, there are men somewhere in this world who feel like they won't date a woman unless she's exclusively straight. I'm sure there are.
I'm sure.
They're probably overwhelmingly religious or hotepish. Right. I don't. Well, I'm probably related to some, but other than that, of course there are lesbians or studs who will date a bisexual woman without tripping or feeling like, scared that she's going to go running back to dick or whatever. Like, those people absolutely exist. But more than that, like, this girl had so many fucking issues. And
right.
and like the fact that she like had trust issues because you were bisexual is just one of many reasons why you should have left this girl a long ass time ago.
That wasn't even that was nothing in comparison to the things that you just listed.
I feel like I'm really hard on straight girls a lot, and now it's like coming back to bite me because I'm gonna have to be equally as hard on you, because you are literally acting like straight girls do when a nigga wastes their time, disrespects them, et cetera, over and over, tells them after a year and a half, just want to remind you that we're not together, but still keeping tabs on you like y'all are in a relationship. All this shit, girl. Sistren, I know you said that she needs therapy and she fought the whole going to therapy thing, but I think you could benefit from some therapy too. The fact that you went along with this for 18 months, not dating or talking or fucking to nobody else, for a person who kept showing you over and over that they were not in a position to connect with you. I just think maybe you need to work through why you felt like that was a good use of your time. Because this girl has been messed from the beginning.
I have a strong feeling that if you do some internal investigation, like some soul searching, if you will, and like map out the people you've been attracted to, the people you've dated and stuff, you'll probably see a lot of common traits in terms of the negatives from each one of these things. Because I don't think that this has anything to do with can these type of people accept that I'm bi, or can these kinds of people accept that I'm bi. I guarantee you that you are just attracted to some people that ain't fucking shit.
Yeah.
And you have to break out of that mode. You know what I'm saying? Because there are, I'm sure, loads of studs that understand that bisexual people exist. I've talked endlessly on here, and it's odd because it's bi visibility day, I think.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, look at that. The timing.
I talk about this shit all of the time, how it doesn't make sense to me how queer people can't.
Yeah.
So do you just say LGBTQ? Like, what do you?
They just use the B just because they've like learned it, and so they just recite it, but they don't actually mean anything by it.
I don't understand how you can deal with homophobia and how you can try to get people to understand that you can be born and attract be attracted to the same sex.
Right.
But then you like refuse to believe that someone can be attracted to both. I just don't. Where is your brain? I don't. So,
right.
But that is a frustration that is separate from what you were dealing with, Madam. You need to not be dealing with that motherfucker because that motherfucker sounds like trash in the way that you've described them.
Yes.
And I guarantee you that if you start, again, looking at the people that you attract and your behavior in relationships and things like that, and you make some adjustments there, you won't have this question anymore. Because this ain't the issue.
I mean, it definitely is an issue, but...
I mean, yeah, but not for you.
I just thought it was so interesting that at the end of all this, you're like, do I have to be bisexual for somebody to love me for who I am? And it's like, I think that this girl was unable to love you for who you are, not because of your bisexualness, but because she had a whole lot of bullshit going on that she absolutely needs to resolve. And you cannot, I'm sure you know this, you cannot force no grown person to go to therapy if they don't want to or if they don't feel ready. So I would say at this point, you need to start drawing your own boundaries, respecting your own self and what you need. Let this person go so she can work on her own shit. I know you want to work it out because you love her, but I just want you to reread this email. Like, sis, you are pouring this love into this person who cannot receive it. Why? Why are you wasting your
Mama
time?
was like, she doesn't listen to me. She called me out my name. She disrespected my mama. She slashed my tire. Like, so what are we talking about?
Right. How much worse does it have to get, sis?
On the topic itself, are there men that are attracted to bisexual women? Girl, did you just ask that? And now, are there studs? Now, I know that a lot of lesbian women, gay women, stud or not, what is femaggressive?
Yeah.
Whatever you know, I know that there are a lot of straight women that infiltrate the community.
Yes.
And find a stud that tickles them in their pleasure places.
Yeah, that's usually the stud's fault.
And then I was getting to that.
I'm sorry. It is though.
But I know it's a lot of girls who go out there and they dip their toe into the gay pool. You know what I'm saying?
It's
true. You know, do a little scissoring, a little Office Depot. And then the next thing, you know, they jump it right back to dating guys exclusively, and we're never gay, never into girls. It was a thing, and all of that is fun. And I feel like we as human beings should be able to, do that if we want to. But I can understand why there are more women who are attracted to women that might be like, "Are you bi, girl?" However, as you said, girl.
Sis.
See, a lot of y'all be over here trying to have your little Instagram dream and be like, oh yeah, I got that bitch or whatever. And then she be bouncing back to, you know what I'm saying, floor seats,
right.
courtside. And you like, oh, you can't trust none of these bitches. No, because the gay bitches were here, right?
Right.
And you weren't motherfucking worried about us.
Yeah. There's some prominent lesbians who act like that.
You wanted to hit on the fucking bottle girl that had a glint in her eye when she came over and bitch and try and turn somebody the fuck out. Yeah. And then coming around to bitches is actually like both.
Yeah.
With your toxicity.
Some studs really do love straight women, like pursue straight women, are like almost attracted to straight women exclusively. Those people have some shit to work through.
Some queens only be searching after straight dick. And I don't know what's wrong with y'all
have shit
neither.
To work through, right? Because it's like, if all you cared about in life was sex, then maybe. But then, first of all, it doesn't make sense for you to only be attracted to people who don't identify as being attracted to you. And number two, if you ever wanted something more, like an actual connection or a real relationship, you going into it knowing that this bitch is still saying to herself that she's straight. It's like, you cannot have a healthy relationship with another woman if you still calling yourself straight. Not that that is even this, but a lot of that is studs or dykes bringing these girls into the community who only stay for a few months and then they leave. But like, if you have said that you have a bisexual identity, like I have dated women and men, I have no issue in being in a relationship with a woman or a man. Then if your partner has an issue with that and can't accept it, feels threatened or whatever, it's time to let that nigga go right there. Because just because a person is bi does not mean they are twice as likely to cheat on you.
Like, I mean...
That is not what that means. If somebody wants to be exclusive or faithful to you, they will do that regardless of their orientation. Do you really think if your boyfriend was like exclusively gay, that would mean he would be more faithful to you, his boyfriend, as opposed to a nigga who's bi? Do you really think that? Like, no, girl. These niggas be out here cheating, and niggas is gender neutral. Niggas be out here cheating, period, if they feel like it.
Period.
So...
Menstrual.
Yeah, you deserve somebody who is not going to be ridiculous about it, but you also deserve to avoid all that other bullshit you mentioned in this letter. Like, so yeah, I think therapy is necessary for her and also for you, so you can get to the bottom of why you wasted 1.5 years on this woman.
'Cause gay.
You know, like, I know you are not gay, but these lesbian relationships.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, right.
I gotta stop that. Maybe I should stop saying. I mean, because. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I have
semantics.
Friends, yeah, I have like 2 bisexual female friends who are in a relationship with each other. And every time they do something gay, I'd be like, you bitches are so gay. And they'd be like, no, we're bi. And I'm like, I know. But like, I'm saying the relationship is a gay
Right.
one.
I'm not saying that you are homosexual.
I'm saying
gay.
This lesbian ass shit that y'all are doing right here. But yes,
but
just to be ultra clear, yeah. So niggas understand.
Because that's just a whole other part of the bisexual shit. You just gay. You don't want to come out. Bitch, so I halfway stepped out? Like...
Oh, right. Really? So I made it like even weirdly harder for myself because off top, most straight men are automatically going to say something stupid, like, or bring up threesomes. And then you running through the issue of like the women in the community being like, ew, dick cooties. No. So,
I mean, there are a lot of men who call themselves bisexual who feel like it does soften the, I guess, reaction to it for people because, I'm still attracted to vagina, even though they're not.
Right.
And a lot of times you can, you can spot those girls.
I know some people like that.
But I feel like I think people should just be, because first of all, who the fuck cares? It shouldn't even be that big of a deal still. But people should just be given the freedom to figure things out, label or not label or whatever the fuck. Because the motherfuckers, as I have said, that really are bi in terms of men,
right?
They ain't gonna tell you.
Period.
Menstrual. I'm gonna start saying that instead of period.
I feel like people are going to be like, oof, it's like a little bit taken aback by that.
I like that.
It's fine. Okay. All right. Next question comes from Mavis, who says, I was visiting with my dad and a few of his friends when he introduced a woman there as his girl. This threw me a bit for a loop because to my knowledge, he was still going through a pending divorce. His marriage with my now ex stepmother had very obviously been on the decline for years, so I'm not really shocked that he already had a new girlfriend, but I was a little surprised that he introduced her as such only a few months after announcing his divorce. Because I'm an internet stalker, I took to the online court records to gather a bit more information.
Of course you did, and here's where all the bullshit comes from, when you could have just been like, okay girl, does anybody want anything from Buffalo Wild Wings?
Because my father is a rather secretive man, and I didn't think that was the right setting to get into this situation with him. Well, I found my dad's domestic affairs court records and also a petition to establish parenthood court case, which resulted in a person with his name being forced to pay child support. Now, my dad's name is not exactly uncommon, but it's uncommon enough that I'm fairly certain this is about him. What is the best way to go about asking my father if he fathered a secret child with a woman when he was still married to my mom and I was 5 years old?
What the fuck am I supposed to know?
Letting it go is not an option, and I am going to confront this nigga. Please help. Mavis? Don't even remember what I called her.
So this nigga has a side baby?
That's what she thinks. She found a court case that says a person with his name has to pay child support, and that this child would have been fathered when she was 5 years old.
When the writer of
this letter was 5, yeah. So she's had this sibling out there for however many years. She doesn't say how old she is. So
I got nothing. I mean,
if you was bold enough to go through the online court databases and do all that, like the fact that you suspected enough to go searching the court cases instead of just asking your father lets me know you probably already had an inkling of an idea that you was going to find some shit. And what I would do from here is just like continue the internet stalking. Like I would look at the mother or the other person's name on this court docket and see if she has a Facebook or something, see if she has an Instagram, see if she has pictures of her kids uploaded. Do them kids look like you?
Girl probably already done did this by the time you...
she may have, but I'm saying if you...
Why would you stop?
If you feel nervous about confronting him, then I would at least try to make sure that you know exactly what it is you confront him about. Like, that you know the answer to the question.
I'm talking about prerequisite.
Yes. Because you sound like a whole ass fool coming to somebody about something you saw on the internet, and then don't let it be like actually them either. Your daddy would look at you so crazy. So I think you need to make sure that you know what you're talking about first and foremost. Like make sure you're right about this.
I don't know how in the Neve show minute you're going to get through all that shit. Figure it out, I guess. And try and get to some answers, I suppose, online. Like, I feel like you are either going to walk in the direction of ignoring this and minding your own damn business, which we know you're not going to do.
Yeah, we know.
Or just going to this nigga and be like, so, did a little digging, have a couple questions.
Right.
Hopefully you got some answers. There you go. You know what I mean? Like, as you just said, she was bold enough to jump on the internet in the first place and do all of this digging, so you might as well just be bold enough to put your neck at risk.
I mean, I have to agree. Like, even if you don't feel like doing the extra research or whatever, I don't think you should be like afraid to confront him about it. Like, you might have to admit, you know, I was out here being nosy and I was confused by you claiming this new bitch already. You might have to say that, but
I mean, yeah,
if you have a sibling out there that he's not telling you about, like, I do also think you have the right to know that. I do. Like, I think he has a responsibility to tell you, if nobody else, that you have a sibling out there. So I think you should just ask. It can't, I mean, well, I don't know your daddy, so it might actually be that bad, but like, what's the worst that could happen? He's secretive. Okay. Well.
That you actually have 4 siblings?
Oh, shit. See, this is why, you know how people would be like, back in the day, you know, your granddaddy died and then all of a sudden his whole other side of the family that y'all never even knew existed showed
Still
up.
happens.
This is that same shit. Like, just ask and have your mama there present if you want to, if it'll make it easier for you. Or maybe ask her. Maybe she knows about it and they just didn't tell you. Who knows? But best of luck to you, sis.
I would probably just go with the possibility of being told and shown that I'm wild ass wrong and just a nosy black demon.
And that's fine. You can call me that.
But see, I'll still go to sleep fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the worst you could call it.
And if your daddy says, you nosy little hood rat, no, I blah, 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 or whatever, you know, hopefully he doesn't lie to you about it. But
So are we getting wings?
Right. I wouldn't be mad because, you know, the characterization is fair. You did take it upon yourself to go look. But now that you done found something.
Because I can't see how, like, even if you continue to do the digging, I can't see how far you could get with, like, for sure proof about this without asking someone who would know. So why not just ask your daddy? It's not like, you know what I'm saying, you found or you came to this inclination when you broke into his house and like was sneaking through the attic looking for something to steal for code. Like, it's not like this started. It's a huge messy thing. The nigga is getting a divorce. He oddly showed up with a new girl, so I'm already in my personal feelings, bitch. Right. And so I looked up some stuff on the internet and now I have some questions. And maybe I'm nosy and black as fuck and wrong and fine and tired and loud for it. And that is okay with me, nigga.
I'll be trash.
But do I have a sibling? Yes or the fuck no?
Let me know, ho.
And I'm coming, and let me tell you something. I'm coming with a binder. Okay?
Right.
3 rings on it, bitch.
Yes.
And documentation within.
All that shit. Good luck. All right. Last question comes from Vicky, who says, my friend Cassandra and I have been best friends since middle school. We don't live near each other anymore because of college, but we talk all the time because we're very close. We both got into relationships right before going off to college with 2 guys who knew each other very well. Both of our relationships ended up being super toxic and ended in on-again, off-again situationships until they just broke off horribly. Relatable. Right. Me and my ex no longer speak, but are acquaintances and have no hard feelings toward each other. She still sleeps with her ex all the time. I can't get into all the details of the relationship because I would have to write you a novel, but basically her boyfriend Jason went through a traumatic experience where he lost a close family member and it really hurt him, and she took care of him through that. She made sure he ate, did his homework. Oh, she did his homework. She basically stopped her life for him.
Okay.
It also hurt her personal life a lot, and it was really hard for me to watch her go through that. They are best friends, so when they finally broke up, they never really broke up, and they hang out all the time, even when he's dating someone new. She still arranges her whole life around whether he'll show up to her spot when he says he will, and he almost never does it. When he does show up, he always stays the night. He has cheated on his girlfriends with her, and she still talks to his family.
They're in an open relationship.
You know, you would think. Jason is a family friend of mine and I love him so much, but my God, he has been the worst to my best friend and I can't stand to have her call me one more time crying about him. It has been 3 years. She is so smart and kind and gorgeous. One of my favorite people. She works harder than I do. All Jason does now is chase after friends who don't care about him, fill his life with different girls, and keep Cassandra in his back pocket.
Read him.
Every time Jason hooks up with someone else, Cassandra doesn't say anything, but when it's the other way around, he threatens to beat niggas up, etc.
Oh, bitch. No, okay, see, now we're going to pull over.
That's the problem.
Because now you done fucked up.
He creates all the drama in her life and refuses to get help for the many issues he has. I am sick and tired of hearing about it all the time, and I try to tell her every time that these people are not for you, they holding you back, etc., etc. She will agree, but then she rationalizes all his actions and justifies the situation that she's in. How do I tell her to stop talking to me about this? I love her so much, but honestly, it's not fair to me to have to constantly give her the same advice and tell her the truth while she just ignores it. I want her to get better because she has a bright future, but I fear that she will always go back to this horrible situation. Thanks, Vicky.
How did that last question go? Is it how do I what?
How do I tell her to stop talking to me about this?
Stop talking to me about this.
I get that that's hard because this is your best friend and you've been best friends since middle school and the college years are a clusterfuck. So I really do understand your hesitation here, but I don't know what else you can do to get her to understand that you can't make her be tired of going through it with this nigga. You cannot force her to be done talking with him or done continue to allow this nigga hurt her feelings over and over. You are just going to have to get to the point where you say to her, sis, love you more than anything. But if you come to me one more time about this nigga and it's the same old bullshit, I'm going to have to tell you to just keep it, save it, because I keep telling you what to do. I keep telling you that you deserve better than this, and you continue to go back and do it again anyway. It's understandable that she wants to vent to her best friend, but it's also understandable that you, after 3 years, are tired of telling her the same thing over and fucking over again. And you get tired of seeing your friend be hurt. That was my issue. I get tired of you being sad and crying and not wanting to go out to the club or wherever else to the frat party because this stupid ass nigga who keeps hurting your damn feelings. So you can't force her to be tired, and we can't force you to be tired. When you are really sick of hearing it, you will say that to her.
I think it was Einstein.
Oh, Lord, please.
Was it Einstein that said, the definition of insanity is do the same thing over and over again?
I have no idea.
And expect a different result.
I don't know.
Which in hindsight is probably not a wise thing to say. Especially from him. But anyway.
It is. Oh, wait, no. Anyway. Well, no, I thought it was, but this says misattributed quotes. So, anyway, it don't matter. Okay. Continue.
I think this is one of those situations where the person has to, they have to arrive at this conclusion and be serious about it on their own. And there really isn't any advice. There isn't a conversation. There's not really a dessert or a destination that you can really provide for this person that's going to make something click for them.
Right.
They have to get to that click on their own and then do the work to back it the fuck up. So for your own sanity,
yes,
you have to express to her, explain to her, I know that you're in love with this fucking ankle of a person. You know what I'm saying?
Please.
But there isn't anything that I really feel like I can do or say outside of what I've already done and said about it. I think that you are going to have to learn it for yourself and make the actual decision for what is best for you.
Yes.
And hopefully that will come sooner than later. But it's not over here. It's not on my phone. It's not on my house. It's not on my job. Girl, I don't have anything for you. And it's driving me nuts to even have to keep thinking about it and be reminded about the frustration I feel seeing you go through bullshit with somebody that doesn't deserve you. So, girl, I wish you the absolute best on your journey to enlightenment. But I can't take you there.
I would probably say something to both of them, since you said Jason, her boyfriend, is like a close family friend.
Yeah, cuss him out.
Both of them. Like, listen, you niggas are still doing this same dumb shit. And you know who you stressing out? Me. So, I don't know what y'all need to do.
I'm starting with, first the fuck of all, if y'all don't go together, and you fucking other
what
people. What
is all this?
Dude, she better get her pussy drenched. Okay?
Please.
You be out here with whoever the fuck you want to, all of your Karens and your Keishas, and she don't say nothing to you, then somebody better break her off and itchy gitchy yaya when the lights come down for her, okay? And you better not say nothing about it. Period. Menstrual. Next.
Yeah. Ask her why she is willing to be the girl that he cheats on his other girlfriends with. Like, he gets into relationships and still sleeps with your friend. Why is she willing to be that girl? Questions that really need answers. So, best of luck to you in having this conversation, though. You said y'all in college, so I just keep remembering that like late teens, early 20s time period.
Yeah,
and it's a mess.
That's the era.
Yeah, it is. This is just the shit you go through.
You're gonna belch and be like 29 and be like, ugh. Thank God for Jesus.
Right. And your friend is going to be like, remember when I wasted 4 years of my life chasing behind that dumbass Jason, and now he's missing 17 teeth.
And you're going to be, yes, I actually do.
Yes, bitch. I remember how you stressed me the fuck out every other weekend.
Could forget. I still have nightmares.
Yes, me and my friends do that now. We make fun of each other for things that we said and did in college 15 years ago. And
yeah,
that's the beauty in having
literally one of those things
friends
where you say, we're going to laugh about this one day.
And you do.
Because you really do.
And you were going to laugh hard. You're going to actually clown each other.
Big hard.
And then she going to turn around and clown you for some stupid shit you did. And she held you down through that. Like, y'all don't have to stop being friends. Eventually, I think she will come to her common sense and her right mind.
It will happen. Yeah. It's just not going to happen through a conversation with you and talking about it over and over and over and over and over again, knowing damn well that she's going to do the same thing is maddening.
It is.
And it should be maddening for the both of you, but it's just you.
Like, I don't understand why every time she pick up the phone to call you, she not like, God damn, here I go again.
Like, at least I used to spread my nigga grievances out among like 8 different friends. I was like, oh, I called Chris about this shit about 2 weeks ago. All right, let me call her. Like, oh, I spoke to Candace last week. All right.
You did used to do that.
I did. I'm going to call y'all bitches every time. 6 days a week talking about this nigga.
Be like, last time I talked to you, he'd be like, okay, 3 more things have happened since then.
Right. I forgot. It's the 3rd week of the month. Okay, all right.
And every time I'm like, friend, this nigga is not worth it.
But I gave y'all bitches a break. Like, look. You better get a try.
Yeah, when you're having this conversation with her, just remember y'all are ultra young and you're going to go through lots of these growing pain moments together. And that's the beauty of having friends that you've had for decades.
And your nigga grievances in the future will be not only handled better and probably way faster than now. It won't be as bad.
Yeah.
You know, you're not like when you know better, you're not going to really tolerate.
I have a feeling this is her first love.
Oh, it's possible.
I have a feeling it is.
It's both. Those are the worst.
Or, he had a close family member die, and so they went through that traumatic period together, so they feel kind of bonded together, and they don't know how to leave each other alone permanently. Either way, they'll figure it out.
Out of that.
Yes. And you will be all right. All right, that wraps up the questions this week. Send yours to asktheread@gmail.com. We'll be right back.
Hey y'all, this week is being brought to you by Care Of, where they make it easy to get the right vitamins, supplements, and protein powders for your specific needs. This fall, get back into a healthy routine and reprioritize yourself. Whether you're looking for glowing skin, more energy, better sleep, or something to support your health and fitness routine, Care Of helps you build and stick with a plan that's just right for you. They've got a fun 5-minute online quiz that lets you know exactly what you need. And you answer easy questions about your diet, lifestyle, and health needs, and they're not going to tell us, and probably not going to tell your mama, or your boyfriend or girlfriend, all your business. And then you get a research-backed recommendation with the vitamins, supplements, and or protein powders that you need based on your results. Your Care Of order gets shipped right to your door in convenient daily packs, perfect for people who are on the busy, on-the-go lifestyle, got to get on the train, got to get on the bus, got to get in the car. And they make it easy to see where they source their ingredients from and ensure only the highest quality products.
Yep. They also have vegan and vegetarian supplement options available to ensure you're getting the nutrients you need. And I mean, Care of just worked super easily and well for me. It was such a huge convenience to have the stuff sent to the house and then already portioned out in these little daily packs with my name on it. Super cute. And didn't have to go through and shake up 8 different bottles to get my supplements together and all that. So you can get started as well with making things easier for yourself. Get 25% off your first Care of order by going to takecareof.com and entering code READ. That's takecareof.com and promo code READ for 25% off your first Care of order. Let them know Kid Fury and Crystal sent you. Let's move on.
So listen, if you're trying to build a website, if you've got an idea, maybe you've got a blog, something to get off of your chest, maybe you got some art that you want to show off about how fancy your fingertips are. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But listen, if you need a website, go on over to Squarespace. It's one of the easiest places that you can go to launch your passion project online. And they've got all kinds of templates from some of the best designers around the world and the ability to customize all of your different ideas with just a couple of clicks. I've been doing this website internet thing for a while now in a couple of different ways, and Squarespace is sincerely the easiest it has been to make a website that looks good and unique and doesn't make you want to pluck out all your own fingernails to get it done. Plus, buying domains is incredibly simple, and you get the help that you need because Squarespace has a 24/7 award-winning customer support system. So if you need help at all, anytime, you can still talk to somebody who will help you.
That's true. Squarespace is empowering millions of people, including us. I use it to update our website like twice a year and to do my own website. And you can get started with turning your great idea into something real. Just go to squarespace.com/read for a free trial. When you're ready to launch, use offer code READ to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Again, squarespace.com/read, offer code READ. Build something great with Squarespace and us. All right, let's wrap up the show.
So we're back. It's time for the read.
It is. You want me to go first or? It's up to you. I just have 2 quick things basically. So, first, I just want to, I feel strongly about words. Yeah. Words matter a lot to me. I usually choose my words carefully, not always in the studio because we just be in here talking fast and bullshitting, but if
I can't even make that word half the time.
Listen, if I am talking about something that I enjoy, like a TV show or a movie or a song or an artist or any product or service, even if I'm not recommending it to you, even if it's not an ad, even if I just say like, I enjoy such and such, or I like this thing, and then you try it for yourself and you do not like it, that does not mean I lied to you about that product or service. I just want niggas to be super clear about this. Like, yes, I liked the dried mango slices and you tried them and you thought they tasted like chalk. Okay, great. That doesn't mean I lied to you about how they taste. It means we had a different experience of the same product, and you are allowed to not like the things I like. I just really hate when people turn it around and be like, oh, such and such lied to me, or y'all lied to me about this song. You lied to me about this video. No, I did not. I gave you my honest opinion on it. I did not guarantee that you would feel the same way. Like, I don't know you. Why would I know what you like? Okay, great. Second thing was this Ben Carson situation. If you don't know, Ben Carson, who is the biggest disappointment to Black doctors to ever walk this earth, last week there was a report that came out on Thursday that said he referred to trans women as big hairy men during an internal meeting with White House staff, to the point where like people were shocked and upset, which stuns me, frankly, because it happened at the White House. Right. I didn't know anybody that sensitive was working there anymore. Evidently somebody even like walked out. And so Ben Carson sent out an email on Friday to the whole agency. You know, he is the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, saying that he expressed concern, but that his comments were taken out of context. So when I first heard this, I was like, okay, so Ben Carson, not that I think he's really going to be able to clean this up, but he's about to put out a statement saying, I actually said such and such, and then they just took it to mean this, but really I was connecting 2 different trains of thought. No, this fool said, quote, during During a recent meeting with local staff in San Francisco, I made reference to the fact that I had heard from many women's groups about the difficulty they were having with women's shelters because sometimes men would claim to be women.
What a fucking dumbass.
This made many of the women feel unsafe, and one of the groups described a situation to me in which big, hairy men would come in and have to be accepted into the women's shelter, even though it made the women in the facility very uncomfortable. Sir, the fact that you put this into the email, meaning this was your own defense of your words, lets me know that absolutely nothing was taken out of context. If people thought you were being transphobic, they had every right to, because by your own admission, you were being transphobic.
Are you literally stupid?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I feel like you can't be. Like, I mean, just what the fuck?
Right. This is not that. Like, this didn't actually exonerate you. This didn't make you look any better. I see that like lots of different politicians have come out condemning him and calling his remarks revolting and all this other shit. I just want Ben Carson to understand that like words do still mean things, even though your boss doesn't.
Each one has a definition.
Even though your boss doesn't care and he's allowed you to be the main Negro out here acting a fucking dumbass. You cannot say that men claim to be women in order to get into a homeless shelter, or big hairy men are admitted into a shelter and then they are accepted even though it makes other women in the facility uncomfortable, without being transphobic. Because you are referring to trans women when you say these things. You are calling them men and saying that they are like faking or trying to get into a women's only facility as if they're doing something wrong by doing that. I just want you to stand up in the transphobia. I don't understand why this email had to come out, because it literally cleaned up nothing. It made nothing better.
Do you know how many people currently stand for you that would probably stand even harder if you stood up in your transphobia? What are you even, like, did something break in there?
They're not taking out, right. They're not taking, he doesn't follow this up by saying, and so then I told those women, these aren't men, they're trans women. They deserve to be safe and off the streets just like everyone. Like, you didn't say that. That isn't in here at all.
Like, what?
You didn't. Where was the part where you're like, and so I corrected that language and told them XYZ and blah, like that didn't happen. In fact, you said, my point is that we have to permit policies that take into consideration the rights of everybody, including those women, meaning the women who were uncomfortable by the trans women being there. To that, all I have to say is I used to work at a homeless shelter. I used to be the girl who did the intake process for homeless people. I have seen people on the worst day of their lives many, many times. And the common denominator is that they're all in a damn homeless shelter. So if you are a cis woman in a homeless shelter mad because trans women also need shelter, I just need you to take a good look around at your surroundings, sis.
And maybe read.
Perhaps you should. You're currently spending like most of your time in a big ass room with 20 other bunk beds. So like the idea that you...
Where do you even find the time in your mind to concern yourself?
How are you in this situation and feel like there are other people who should be denied shelter? Or do you really think trans women should be forced to go to the men's shelter? Because all you saying there is that you're transphobic because you want them to be hurt. You know a trans woman would not be safe in a men's shelter. There's a reason why, I don't know if this is every homeless shelter, but the one I worked at, one building was for women and children and the other was for men. And one time in like the 2 years I worked there, we had a single father there with two of his kids, and they had to give him like a separate private room way downstairs or some shit. But even still, they would not let him and his kids stay in the men's portion of that property. There is a reason for that. So either way you slice it, you're being transphobic here. And I just don't, you sent out this email talking about shit was taken out of context, and it just absolutely was not.
You know how I said that I feel like Donald Trump has a tiny green alien in his brain pulling levers that makes him saying these stupid things?
Yes.
I feel like Ben Carson may have the same thing, but his alien is like in a slouched position with an open, gaping mouth with drool hanging out of it and rolled back eyes.
Yes.
And just like not... This That motherfucker
I can't
right
understand
there.
it. That was the dumbest shit. I read it like, what is the justification here going to be? And then for him to spell out transphobia, I was just like, but what?
Like, are you...
Do you think I'm as stupid as your fans are? What is this?
Did you try to do something on your own brain once for research and fucked up and didn't tell nobody?
Oh, man. Okay, so it must have been, like, the meeting was at the White House, but it couldn't have just been White House staff. It had to be some people from his agency who were there who were like, what the fuck? And those are probably the same people who got this email on Friday and released it to all the websites immediately. Like, here this dumbass go again. I'm just so fucking sick of this administration. Get him out, Jesus. All right, I'm done.
So, I'm not going to try and take too long on this, but my read goes out to a police officer, shocker, in Florida, shocker.
Huge shock.
That apparently arrested 2 6-year-olds for separate incidents that took place at their schools. I'm going to just say this one more time.
Yep.
Just one more time.
Okay.
So an officer by the name of Dennis, hold on, because I just lost his name, Dennis Turner. He apparently arrested these 2 6-year-old kids. One of the children was actually taken. Well, they were both like taken to a juvenile center.
Yeah.
One of them was actually processed, and the other child was, I think, returned to the school. Immediately, I guess, when the officer who was transporting them found out that this Dennis Turner nigga didn't get approval, because apparently you have to get approval from the cops back home to bring in anybody below the age of 12.
To arrest them, yeah.
To arrest them. It needs to have an approval, which he did not get. So, once they found that out, they took the one who wasn't processed back to school, and they let the other girl, or they let the other child go.
Yeah.
CBS News says they're both 6-year-olds. They're reported as a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old by the cop. And they're, So, we know more about one of the children because apparently her grandmother was contacted. And they told her that her child was arrested. And she said, the first thing I said was, what do you mean she was arrested? And I didn't even have to get to that part to know. Like, in my head, I'm picturing them saying that to her. Right. And the first thing I thought of was she had to have been like, what the fuck do you mean? And it just said it. Because
my grandbaby is 6 years old. So I know this don't make sense. It can't be arrested like I'm thinking arrested.
So apparently I'm not going to say the child's name. It's here in the news, but I'm just not going to say it. But anyway, this is her granddaughter, his first grader at Lucius and Emma Nixon Academy.
Yeah.
And
a charter school.
Apparently was having what they refer to as a temper tantrum in class. And an adult tried to, I guess, subdue her by like grabbing onto her wrists or whatever.
Yeah.
And during that, the 6-year-old girl kicked them, I guess, in the leg or something to that effect. And that led to her being handcuffed and taken off to the bean, I guess. See how that...
No, actually, because that still makes no goddamn sense. Yeah. But, okay.
So, this officer who I was told was black.
Yeah, I haven't seen a picture yet, but I was told the same thing.
So I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck could have possibly happened to you in your life.
Yeah.
That you would handcuff babies.
Make it make sense.
So, this girl's grandmother said that she has like a sleeping disorder. She has sleep apnea, something like that. And that is, part of the cause of her having a temper tantrum, lacking sleep, and so on.
Right.
And she doesn't say if it was this officer, Dennis Turner, in question that says this, but she said that she was told, he said, well, I have sleep apnea and I don't behave like that. I'm assuming that it's that cop at the school because you already are clearly an illogical ass dumbass. You know what I mean? So you saying something like this would just kind of line up with the rest of the story.
Yeah.
But either way,
I think it did. I think it was him who said it.
Do you see, where are you missing the fact that we're talking about a fucking 6-year-old? You stupid piece of shit. Where are you missing that part? They literally don't have matured brains.
Right.
They're not going to process and react to things the way that you would or should as an adult.
Right.
You clearly have your own issues when it comes to your brain, bitch, because again, you out here handcuffing babies. I don't fucking understand it. Of course, this is a black girl we're talking about.
Of course.
So when do we get to a point, and I never, one of these websites says that he's been fired, says he's been fired and is being investigated.
I was about to say, I just saw that he got fired, and I just found a picture of him. He is black.
Okay. Can I see him?
Yeah.
I just... of course, girl. It's not on here.
What you mean?
It's...
Oh, the fucking New York Times.
Yeah, the New York Times is like, girl,
leave me alone.
Make an account.
I'm not logging in.
Send you the email, confirm it.
I'm not
and
logging
then you can read the
in.
news.
Here. He found him on Google Images.
I knew it.
That's him.
I knew it. That's the picture I had in my mind.
Ben Carson looking ass nigga.
That nigga look like the evil twin of Ray from Sister Sister. You fucking walking.
You got a lot of bad shit going on in your life, dog. You got a lot of, your life really has to be sour.
You would have never put them handcuffs on a white baby.
Say it.
You would have never even considered.
Say it.
Putting handcuffs or even speaking above a whisper to one of these white women's babies.
Yes.
What the fuck? When do we get to the point where we actually start analyzing the people that we give these badges to?
Yeah. And why are police officers being staffed in an elementary school anyway? Why does he have child-sized handcuffs at work?
Is it to prepare for the school shootings that you know are going to happen because y'all don't want to do anything about it?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Or what? Because I don't even understand why this is allowed to take place.
Yeah.
But this should be a very startling story, I think, for everyone in this country. This should be something that I think really makes the powers at be ask the questions that we've been asking forever. You would think that this 6-year-old pulled out her granny's butcher knife and just got to slash it. Cue the Friday the 13th. You would think that mama was just going around and latching onto faces and biting out eyes and just having a temper, kicking someone. A 6-year-old?
That is temper tantrum age, girl. 6 is right next to 5. They are not even just children, small children.
You have to be evil.
Help me, God.
You have to be evil. And I think that a lot of stories, not just throughout the history of this show, because we've talked about stories with ancient police officers endlessly on this program, forever. There are so many people who have police badges and authority that are evil people.
Yeah. Yep.
And I don't know what your history is, what your story is, and I don't give a fuck because you're handcuffing children. So I don't even give a fuck about your side of the story, sweetheart. But some of y'all motherfuckers need, so before you just decide you want to jump over to police academy, talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Get some fucking help, because this kind of shit don't make no fucking sense. There should not be a 6-year-old child that can tell the story of the time that they were handcuffed and taken to jail.
Oh my God.
That, like, the amount of trauma that you are subjecting a baby to.
Oh my God.
Because of having a temperature. She already can't sleep. She already at school dealing with all these motherfuckers she likely don't want to see.
Right.
I don't even know if you still get naps in class at 6. I'm sure you don't.
I don't think you do. I think that ends in kindergarten.
I think that's kindergarten.
Yeah.
Which is what, 3, 4? 3, 2?
Kindergarten. No, full kindergarten is usually 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Kindergarten, like, youngest is 4, oldest is around 6.
So mama was like, I was just taking naps in class. And now all of a sudden they just tell me I can't.
The school year
I'm a
just
year
started,
older.
right.
I would want to kick someone as well. They are fucking babies. Get the fuck out of here with this shit, bitch. You need to find something the fuck else to do.
Yeah. This is sad.
Girl, look.
I just don't know how you look at yourself in the mirror after you arrest a 6-year-old for anything short of going on a murderous rampage. If you are putting handcuffs on a 6-year-old, I have to assume that she is either in the middle of murdering several people.
Right.
Or it's
that's a crafty little motherfucker.
Or something is like deeply wrong and she's slamming her own fists into a concrete wall or something. Like, it has to be something
drastic.
So extreme. It has to be like, nobody knows what to do. We're totally panicked because this child has done something we've never seen a human being do before. A 6-year-old throwing a fit that you know has sleep apnea and doesn't sleep well or might be tired, or even if...
Well, I don't act like that. First of all, you're grown.
You shouldn't act like that.
You act worse because you act like this.
Right.
So let's not even discuss your behavior.
I have sleep apnea and I don't act like that.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I can't even believe a grown person said that out their mouth. Are you comparing your behavior to a 6-year-old?
You should be junked. Serious. Slap the fuck out.
Right. The cousins and everybody need to raise up on this nigga. That is so trifling. Trifling is not a strong enough word. You, a black man, arresting a 6-year-old black girl.
And of course, it's in the fucking limp dick region of the whole fucking shit piece of goddamn country that we already fucking live in, because it's always Florida. It's always Florida, and you had to be Negro on top of that. They should take knuckles to your chin. Are you fucking kidding me? That girl should be allowed to kick you.
Yeah.
And her grandma and anybody else in the family should be right behind her, and they should be able to kick you wherever until they get tired.
Absolutely.
Because this is absurd. This is absurd. You should be charged for this.
Yeah. Fired is not enough.
Because I feel like even if they press charges, I feel, you know what I'm saying, like try to sue or whatever, I'm sure it's just going to go nowhere. Because at the end of the day, we talk about police. Because not only fuck you, fuck the motherfucker who was driving them to juvie. Fuck whoever processed them. Because when you saw a 6-year-old,
right,
somebody should have been like, okay, did you call somebody about this?
Right. Like, even the one who was transporting the girl and realized it was done illegally, sir, it should have been I'm not taking no 6-year-olds down to the precinct, my nigga.
Are you sure you called somebody?
Because this...
You know what? I'm going to call him myself.
Because I just feel like you didn't get approval to arrest 2 6-year-olds.
This is unmatched.
Like you didn't.
I've never seen anything like it.
I really feel like you didn't.
So...
This man should have never been in a school.
You kicked an adult. This one? Ma'am, are you all right? This is the person you kicked? Okay. They told you to arrest her? No, something's not adding up.
This little short person right here.
This person. What's your name? Carisha? Is there another Carisha in this school?
Carisha, please.
Is there a Carisha on staff? Because this has to be incorrect. Nothing is making... I'm gonna call them myself. I'm gonna just
call it in.
It's
it don't seem right.
Everybody, because I just can't see how they even made it in the car.
Yeah. I get being frustrated by kids. I get that a child kicking you would piss you right off.
1,000%.
But do you know what you're supposed to do as an adult in that situation? Get up and walk the fuck away. Let her throw her tantrum on the floor and cry or whatever while you call her grandmama to come get her because this little nigga is too sleepy to be at school.
Like, you know what?
Handcuffing a 6-year-old is fucking stupid.
As soon as I get kicked,
I'll be like, you know what? Not making enough for this.
say less. I'm picking up the phone.
You know what? Right, because if you kicking adults, I know you want to go home.
Miss Washington, I'm just here to tell you, Carisha's off. Yeah, no, class is still in session, but not for her. You can come and get her, please, now. I think she wants to go to bed.
Right. Something is wrong. She needs her grandma or whoever is available to come get her little ass because she is wilding out here.
If she was Molly, they would have gave her a Mott's apple juice.
Oh, come on.
And a Lorna Doone.
Say it.
And put her in the fucking...
Put her in the cool down
teachers,
room.
What's the teachers at? The teachers lounge on one of them couches with a blanket over her motherfucking ass.
And you just sit there till your dad
But our
comes.
kids go to jail.
Yeah.
6-year-olds.
Whole ass handcuffs.
Fuck you.
Handcuffs on a baby.
Fuck you. Okay? You the ones the street should be looking for, not Tekashi 6ix9ine.
For real.
The fuck?
Oh, wow, man.
Disgusting.
You have to feel so low in your life to get anything out of arresting a 6-year-old person. Like, you are just such a weak-ass individual.
And who the fuck raised you, my nigga? Are you kidding me? So a little 6-year-old girl, a black girl, kick somebody, and you say, let me arrest them? Who raised you?
Right.
What did they do to you when you were bad? Again, like this,
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what your demons are. And it's still going to be fuck you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But clearly you needed some real help at the root.
Yeah.
Not the root. The root of your being. Because my nigga, you're a grown ass black adult that didn't kneel down and look at this 6-year-old eye to eye level and said, girl,
I understand.
Enough
you upset.
Is enough.
Right.
That is it. Your grandma's on the way.
Chill out, sis.
It's some Mott's apple juice coming. We have had enough of it.
Right. Listen.
Now stop it.
You need to calm down till your grandma get here. Like,
and that's not even guaranteed to work, but I don't even understand how that...
No, it's not. I mean, but so many things could have been done because she is 6 and surrounded by adults.
Anything else.
All of y'all involved need to be relieved of your positions.
Everybody should be going to jail.
Every person who agreed with and facilitated the arrest of 6-year-old people needs to be fired. This is just the craziest shit I have ever heard.
I just had a vision of like them arresting the girl and all of the other like 15 kids just jumping him.
Now that would be hilarious.
Just diving on him and just beating his ass.
Lord.
Ugh.
I hate that they even have police officers that the police officer is the first person that you call when a child is acting out in class. Like, why are police officers even in the school?
No, we had security guards.
We had a security guard in high school, but that nigga wanted to be one of the kids.
We had a couple of security guards because I feel like overall our alumni was quite scrappy. And you never knew when there was going to be a fight that was broken out. But we didn't have, I mean, there may have been cops that were on campus, I feel like before or after school or something like that. But we didn't just have cops in school. You weren't calling the police unless you needed to call the cops.
Exactly.
And again, I'm talking about high school. Yeah. Not elementary.
High school, right. That's why I'm like, even though I have an issue with police in schools, I can understand it a lot more when you are dealing with high school age people than elementary school age people.
Certainly.
Because some people who are high school students are also legally adults. So, and they're just whatever. The point is, a 6-year-old, my nigga, you looked at her little 6-year-old self. You looked at her 6-year-old wrists when you put them handcuffs on them. How at any point did you feel like you was doing the right thing?
And put her in a car. Put the keys into the ignition. Turned them.
Somebody came and got this child.
Accelerated the vehicle. Like all of these steps before someone was like, this don't make no damn sense. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all.
Woo!
Fuck y'all. This is like, besides all of my own personal demons, workload, and all the other things that drive me crazy, this shit too. I be having to talk to my goddamn therapist and waste my motherfucking hour talking about y'all and y'all bullshit that ain't even happened to me. Because the world is garbage. Fuck you. Damn it. Shit.
Woo. Making Florida look bad.
And this would be another reason I don't even know if I would like, because let me have a kid.
No. We don't even speak that over your potential baby.
If a school were to call me bitch and tell me that they arrested my 6-year-old.
Please.
Well, come arrest me too, girl. Just beat me to it. Because at this point, it's looking real grim for everybody.
I hope this woman is able to sue, and I hope she's able to get something out of it, because if nothing else, that little girl is going to need a professional to help her work through the trauma of being put in handcuffs in the first fucking grade.
My nigga, I was tired.
I was no good reason. Right. Children act out when they're sleepy. That's why people hate being around kids. But you are supposed to be able to handle it.
Like, it's a thing.
Because you work with kids. Like, you have to be the adult in the situation.
Sometimes I like...
This is crazy.
I vividly remember moments walking into elementary school class. I just fell asleep in my Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I mean, I am exhausted. And them bright-ass lights will hit your fucking retinas. And they talk about they want you to start worrying about math. Fuck you. I want to go home. So she got an actual sleep disorder, and got to deal with Mrs. Parks or whoever the fuck being in her goddamn face about paying attention to her timetables, and now she's arrested for it. If I could just, I'm telling you, I'm watching my MMA. I'm learning all about flying high knees and ducking around houses.
You don't.
And all kinds of, All right, I'm done.
Fire everybody. All right, that wraps up this week's episode of The Read. Check us out on social media at This Is The Read. Our website is thisistheread.com. Any news for you this week?
No.
Nothing. Alex didn't want you to talk about your party stuff, or no? Okay, never mind. So I don't know why I thought that, but never mind. Okay. We have a late night show coming out on Fuse starting October 11th called The Read with Kid Fury and Crystal. So yeah, October 11th, I think 11 p.m. on Fuse. And so yeah, I think that's it for us. I don't think I have any news either. So
I don't have any news as well, but I have an idea for a new ending thing I'm going to do maybe next week or on the next episode.
Okay.
So
yeah, hope you guys are liking this Tuesday shit, because we kind of have to stick with it for the next few months.
For a while. A friend of mine texted me and said, I don't really have that much content to listen to on Tuesdays anyway, so that's great. But,
okay, well.
I mean, either way, this is what it is, girl. A lot of you listen to it on Friday or Saturday, even when it come out on Thursday or whatever. That's the world we live in. It's on demand. So I'll be here waiting for you, whether you listen to it today or Thursday or tomorrow or whatever.
Amen. And on that note,
thanks.
We will see y'all next week.